So yeah, guys, like I said, I feel super sorry for this world. I do. I really do, B. Like, cause in this world, like, they don't understand how lost people is, man. Like, people are lost. Like, bad. How the earth moves. We gonna go back later and watch that other one. Got the on scene of the Illuminati. We can watch that later. But I'm really wanting to watch this. Let's go. Now, with his fake presentation, y'all ready? 18 million views, almost 500,000 likes. The 13K, those wasn't awake people. Those was just people who was haters. See, the awake people wouldn't even liked or thumbs up or thumbs down it. The awake people don't do that unless it's a video that's saying it's an angel. If you ain't an angel, we can't like it. Why do we dream? Oh boy, we got some good shit to go through later, boy. Travel inside a black hole, you don't know nothing about that. You ain't been in one. You only probably like 60, 50 years old, nigga. You ain't never been in one.
Hey, Vsauce! Michael here. Do you have a best friend who is there for you 24/7, 365? Sorry, that's not really good enough. If your friend truly had your back, they would be there for you 24.00000067365.
You see how stupid anytime you need to talk more than you have to, that's when you're stupid to me, because the angels, we don't talk. We're telepathic. We could have looked at each other and already knew. First of all, time ain't real, so just by you, this is why he's here to fool y'all, because he's trying to make y'all think time is real by saying, oh, well, 24 hours a day ain't the real amount of days. It's point da-da-da. All right, here we go.
0.2421891. Also,
y'all know all these YouTubers and shit, they do drugs? Because if I could run up on this nigga right now and ask him for a drug test, then I could probably believe him, but I know he's not clean. I know it.
George Washington was born on February 22nd, 17.
What the fuck do that got to do with the earth being fucking how it's moving? Come on.
32. At least, that's what we're told. However, his family Bible says he was born on February 11th, 1731/2. So, which is it, Mr. I cannot tell a lie? Oh, and don't even ask about 17.
Telling like you telling right now, all these fucking lies you tell to the world? Wow.
52.
They don't know exactly because that shit is fake.
In Russia, 1752 looked pretty normal, but check out what the British Empire was up to that year. Nothing really out of the ordinary, except Ember. The second was followed by the 14th. Were 11 days just deleted? Where'd they go?
So y'all tell me what all that got to do with the fucking earth moving, but we gonna have to speed it up because a lot of this shit he's talking is just dumb shit, period. All right, he's getting started. Let's go.
A windshield called the sky. As viewed from above the North Pole, we spin counterclockwise. West chases east. I always remember this by thinking of the US as a weird mane-headed animal with Texas and Florida legs running forward. But we don't just spin. We also revolve around the sun on a plane tilted 23.4 degrees relative to our spin.
All right, so that 24 degrees, who the fuck did that? God.
It's kind of nauseating at this scale. But from this perspective, you can see that the sun rising and setting is just the earth pointing you towards and then away from the sun. This motion causes your sunrise, your noon, the moment when the sun is highest in your sky, before your sunset. To more
And how you know that? Because if this was a straight simulated environment making that shit do that, that's still not explaining how the earth really is moving. This is what I'm saying. They bullshit y'all into 18 million views.
closely investigate this movement, let's talk
got rich
about
off of your dumb asses.
meridians. You are on one at this very moment.
People-
Your meridian is just
People sitting in the house thinking they got learning something, and they got the nerve to fucking show Africa. And you see how close? Look at that. Do you see that? Iran and Iraq is all right there, and then India is right there. Like all of that shit. All y'all niggas is the same.
just a line from where you are right now, straight towards the North and South poles. It's a line of longitude, as opposed to the
The South was the Persians, and the North was the Saharans.
horizontal lines that lay flat when north or south is up that we call flatitude, or actually latitude. The sun is highest in the sky to you, your noon, when your meridian is pointed right at the sun. A cool thing happens at this moment. All shadows around you point directly towards one of Earth's poles, unless you're on the subsolar point. The subsolar point is the point on Earth's surface directly below the sun. It's always somewhere. You can check its current location online. Links.
All right, you told us all that, and then you told us we could check the current location online. So you don't know shit. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is getting something from somebody else, out of a book, reading it from them. Like this nigga don't know nothing. He just went to go collect all the fucking information and then feed it to y'all like some bullshit. And y'all love it, because that's why y'all give him 18 million fucking views, idiot.
As always in the description, on the subsolar point, shadows fall straight down so they can easily disappear. Twice a year, the subsolar point crosses over Hawaii, the only place in the US where it hits land. And when it does, it is called Lahaina Noon, meaning cruel sun. Straight vertical objects look unnatural during this brief time, like they don't belong, as if they were photoshopped.
Right, all of this shit is cool, but this is what I'm saying. They do all of this throughout the whole video and still don't tell you the truth.
In without
Tell you all this cool shit just to make it sound good, but they ain't really telling you shit.
regard for reality. In Honolulu, a sculpture by Isamu Noguchi called Skygate casts a twisted shadow all day, every day, except during Lahaina Noon, when its shadow is a perfect circle. You may not live in a place where the sun ever appears directly overhead, but once every Earth rotation, the subsolar point falls somewhere on your meridian, making it noon for you. The technical name for this noon for you is local apparent solar noon. The clock on
All of this bullshit he's talking, he get from scientists. Scientists take away all credit from God.
your wrist
They sit here and try to explain what the fuck something is, and just instead of saying simply God made it. That's it. You don't have to explain what it is. If God made the shit, God made everything. So that's what you gotta
and
say.
the clock on your phone don't tell you your local apparent solar time. Because long ago we realized that if every meridian had its own time, a person just a few kilometers away, seeing different shadows than you did, would disagree with you on what time it was. So towns adopted their own time. Now later on, this trick
That's when it's fake right there. When all towns gotta adopt their own times, this is where God tried to, all right, these niggas gonna try to divide this shit and make it even. All right, now what they gonna do when they get to this time part? And the sunlight being in this part, and this part being dark, and this part being light, what they gonna do then? And y'all try to figure
was standardized and time zones as we know them today came about. But that's not all we didn't like about shadow-based sundial time. To explore deeper, we have to begin by asking, what's a day? I mean,
See how he dragged y'all around? Like, you see that shit? He's dragging.
obviously it's just the time it takes the Earth to turn around once, right? But according to what?
That's what I'm saying. According to what? Because y'all ain't never been outside of this whole shit and been bigger than it so you can see it. So if it ain't God telling me this shit, why the fuck would I even believe any of this shit that he's saying? This shit is a simulated environment. It's supposed to do this shit. Y'all tried to make every other thing to make it look like it was something else.
Everything else in space is moving in some way too.
Oh, you see him? Some everything else in space is. You see?
The universe doesn't include a convenient sheet of graph paper at absolute rest we can trace paths
They
on.
already tell you if you can't see it, it don't exist. I'm doing a video. Yo, but if you can't see it, it don't exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, all right. If it's all the way out in space and you're never gonna see it, then it's not there.
The best we can do on that front is to look at very, very far, far, far away stars. So far away, like distant features of the landscape out the window of a moving car, they barely move as Earth does. Now, to them, a meridian on Earth completes a trip around about once every 23.9 hours. This is called a sidereal day. Sidereal means pertaining to the stars. Even though the sidereal day seems pretty clear, it's not what our calendars and clocks are based on, because there's a nearer star whose position relative to us has a bigger effect on our lives: the sun. Looking down on the North Pole at Earth's counterclockwise spin, the Earth also moves counterclockwise around the sun. After a sidereal day, the Earth has moved a bit along its orbit, so some more rotation is required for the same.
I'm saying all of this is to take away the credit from God. Do you hear what kind of frequency music they're playing in the background? This is where y'all start to be like, oh, it's real. Because that music he put in the background is making your subconscious believe it. You don't understand that shit? Listen to the music.
Meridian to point back towards the sun again. This longer definition of one rotation is what the modern calendar and clock is based on. It is called the solar day. But here's the thing. Exactly how long the Earth has to rotate to complete a solar day changes day to day.
And who did that? Why do it change from day to day? God did that, because y'all like to play with shit, you see?
Our clocks are just based on the average
Y'all
amount
can never line up perfectly with God. You stupid?
of time this takes. So, throughout the year, they fall ahead and behind the sun. This is a solograph, a picture of the sun's path across the sky every single day. If our clocks actually told us local apparent solar time, if you took a picture of the sky every day at noon, you should get a line of suns. But this is what really happens. Over the course of a year, it will appear as though your clock is running slow, and then fast, and then slow again, and then fast again.
And God did that too. That's what I'm saying. Everything that's a discrepancy, God did, because he knew y'all was going to try to line shit up. Y'all can't do that.
This problem was known since at least ancient times.
Did you hear what the fuck did I just say? That problem was arriving even in the fake world, the ancient times. Since ancient times, they couldn't figure this shit out because it's God.
If its cause was
Y'all ain't supposed to have time. It's supposed to just be, nigga, live your life and don't worry about what the fuck time it is.
in order to reconcile the two,
That's why rich people, they live like that, because that's how you're supposed to live. No, who the fuck cares what time it is? I'm just doing what I do.
the equation of time was constructed. In this sense, equation means to reconcile. The equation of time was
See, now equation means something different. Okay.
applied to what a clock said
They switch the words when they want to make it more difficult.
in order to compute the real time, the solar time a sundial would show.
Now that's supposed to be the real time. Now all of them shits is fake.
Now, some fancy clocks, called equation clocks, were made that would do this for you, but eventually, we gave up. We gave up and just said,
They gave up because they can't challenge God.
no, the real time isn't what the sun says, it's what our inventions say.
Yeah.
Now, this transition
Because y'all not on, this is why time is not real. The main reason why time is not real is in this video. He's telling you right now. Right now.
was a big one. It was humanity growing up. It was like the first time you realize you're
They bend and make time a tool to discipline y'all and have y'all places and have y'all do things when they want y'all to do it. You get it, 9 o'clock, be there.
stronger than your parents.
Stupid.
We realized our timepieces were more regular and turned our backs on the timepieces nature had.
Yeah. See, y'all turn y'all back on everything that nature got. This is why y'all going to hell. He just answered why he going to hell. Listen to what he said.
Your parents. We realized our timepieces were more regular and turned our backs on the timepieces nature had.
All right, so y'all turned y'all back on God. All right. Now, see, he's going to see this in the afterlife.
But what causes this disagreement in the first place?
Y'all going against God?
As it turns out, the answer revolves around revolving, the way the Earth revolves around the sun.
Yeah, and y'all don't know how it do it. Because y'all don't know
If
if
the
it's flat or
equator
round.
faced the sun all the time and the Earth always orbited at the same speed, the subsolar point would just stay right there on the equator throughout the year, and the amount of extra time spent rotating the Earth needed to do to finish a
And it don't do that because God didn't want it to do that.
solar day would always be the same. But those two things aren't the case. First of all, the Earth's orbit is slightly elliptical, so its speed
Boy, now it's elliptical. First it goes around, then it's circling around, then it ovals, and then the sun is not accurate. Now the Earth fucking
varies
ovals around
throughout
it.
the year.
See?
When it's
They don't
moving
know
around the
shit.
sun faster around the beginning of January, the amount of extra turning time needed to complete the solar day is longer
You
than
don't
when
know
it's
shit. You
further
don't know
away from
shit.
the sun and moving more slowly.
Oh boy,
There's
he a
more.
liar.
Because the Earth is tilted,
It's
the
tilted.
subsolar point is
It's tilted. It moves at an oval, and it turns around, and it spins, and it bounces, and Shaq slam dunks it on a rim, and then LeBron catches it and does the alley oop and win the game.
dragged throughout the year in a circle around Earth
Stupid.
that's not the equator, so it changes direction, moving northeast, then leveling out and going southeast, before leveling out and going northeast again. During times of the year when
So it levels out when it feel like it, right? All right, okay.
the subsolar point is being dragged by Earth's orbit mostly east, it gains against Earth's spin faster. More time is required for the day to finish. Now, by coincidence, we are alive at a time
You heard what he just said? He just took all of God's fucking credit away. I don't care. I do not like this dude, Vsauce. He's a fucking drug addict. I don't care what nobody say. He just took away God's credit. I don't. You know what? Sorry, God. I'ma pray for this man. You know what? I didn't even mean to come at him like that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be. I had to. Wait, hold on. Sorry, God. I apologize. I didn't mean that. I'm an angel. You know I didn't mean that. I apologize. But this guy right here, listen to him take away God's credit. He is a demon. He's
mostly
a demon.
east,
Do not
it
listen
gains
to this
against
guy.
Earth's spin.
Y'all don't need to listen to this. He's a demon. He is a fucking demon from hell that came to this earth. This is why he got so many views on YouTube, because they know his spirit. They know he's a fucking satanic puppet.
And faster. More time is required for the
Angels hate that word coincidence. Ain't no such thing in this fucking world as a coincidence. That's like saying, oh, coincidence, you're alive right now. There's no fucking coincidence that you have two eyeballs and you're looking. It's a fake place and it's a simulation. But this guy right here, he scares me. He fucking scares me because he is a fucking demon from hell that came back to mislead. And I believe that this guy, Vsauce, know that he is misleading the community, but he would rather make money off of these videos. He make 2,000 off each million views. And it's not about the money. This guy is misleading you guys on purpose. He know all the white people or whatever, black people, whatever y'all want to call it, the people in the suburbs that's just chilling in a house watching learning videos, are feeding into this shit the whole day. Listen to what he said. He just said God don't exist.
day to finish. Now, by coincidence, we are alive
by coincidence. And then look, he just said
mostly
He said
east,
God ain't
it
real.
gains against Earth's spin
Language is
faster.
coded, guys. You gotta listen.
More time is required for the day to finish. Now, by coincidence, we are alive at a time when both of these phenomena lengthen and shorten days at roughly the same time.
Wow,
so
he
they
just
add
said
up,
he don't believe
making
in God.
September 18th almost a minute shorter
And
than
cold,
the longest
y'all.
day of the year, December 22nd.
Once
For
you
northern
say we alive by
hemispherians, December
coincidence,
has
that
the
means you
shortest
don't believe in
periods
God.
of daylight, but the whole solar day, from sunrise
Off the rip, Vsauce don't believe in God, guys. I'm serious. He don't believe in him.
to sunrise, is for everyone on Earth the longest of the year on December 22nd. People in the north just spend most of it in darkness. Earth's tilt, it doesn't just affect how long a day is, it also affects how long
Yeah, they spend most of their winter in darkness, but you know where you gonna be after this? You're gonna be in eternal darkness, because you are a leader. You have 15 million people listening to you. Almost 16 million.
a
Million.
year is. This is because the Earth's tilt is what causes the seasons. For the half of the Earth tilted towards the sun, the same amount of solar radiation is spread across less space.
That's not what caused the seasons. He lying to y'all. God caused the seasons. This is not what caused the seasons.
Than it is on the other half, so there's more heat energy laid down per area. This causes what we call summer and winter for the other half. The amount of time from one of these seasonal orientations of the Earth to its occurrence again is called a solar year, or a tropical year. It's a very useful way to define a year because it contains every single season exactly, since it's based on the very orientations that cause them. But the problem is this: the number of solar days that occur in a solar year
Almost the goddamn whole video is almost over. More than half of the video over. He ain't tell you shit.
is not a whole number. It's almost 365. But after that many
Y'all
solar
heard that? It's not a whole number. So that means already them trying to line up time perfectly, it can never happen. So time is not real. It's not supposed to be there. They made it. Time is man-made.
solar days, about a quarter of a day more happens before the solar year.
But the entity of time is like when your skin is getting wrinkled, that don't got nothing to do with a clock. When you start getting wrinkled and shit, that don't got nothing to do with a clock. That means that your stardust that you are made of is starting to, you get what I'm saying? The energy is starting to get lower. That's why you start to get wrinkled, because you're not as young as everybody else. So when you like 70 and 80, you start getting wrinkled. That's because your stardust is